Right.
Right, so we've got a Wiffler this time.
So I'm going to set this one up for like match fishing. So, same as before, discard all your legs to one side, don't throw them away.
Yeah, I must admit, there's a lot of people I've seen fishing with crab and that, they do discard the legs.
Yeah, well, as you see from that last bait, they do come in very handy.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, certainly help bulk it out.
Yeah. So, same as stripping it out like we did with the last crab.
Yeah, you can see the lungs there.
Yeah.
I don't know if I'm getting close on that one, see if you can see them. That's what you're looking at.
But round the back of there,
at.
You've got shell round the back of there as well.
Yeah.
Which you want to take out. I mean, I prefer a nice soft bait rather than having a bait that's got lumps of bones in. I mean, would you like to eat a steak with a lump of bone in it?
Well, T-bone.
Well, yeah, T-bone. Okay, smart ass.
Yeah, no, but definitely. Yeah, well, it can also affect your line, can't it?
Yeah. Right.
Could put a nick in it.
If I'm going to go match fishing for argument's sake, now what I'd do is I'd strip it to that point there. Then I'll put it away one side. I'll just strip off a few legs. Come on, there we go. I'll just do one for the moment. Right, so I've got one leg, I've got my crab. Get my scissors. And what I do, I go snippety snip through there, throw that bit away. Then you go down through the middle, and then you go through there. So you've got 2 and a bit legs on each one of them.
Yeah, okay. Now, yeah, I'll see that.
When you're fishing with crab like that, you're fishing for eels, little lings.
Right, you can see that, okay.
Stuff like that. So,
yeah.
For them, I haven't got a full rig with me, I've just got a hooks I'd use. But you'd be working on a flapper rig, and you'd be using these very small, I think that is about a size 2, but that's a short shank hook.
Yeah, I see it's quite offset.
Yes.
Yeah.
Right, so little like that, through that remnant of leg hole, through that one, back through that leg hole there.
Right, I hope you can see that.
Yeah, and then you get the leg that you peeled, and just nick it on there like that. And that's it.
Oh, look at that. Oh, right, okay.
No elastic in that.
Yeah.
That is what you'd use on...
So you'd be on, this would be a flick out, basically, yeah?
Yeah, basically a sort of 40, 50 yard jobby when you're fishing for eels or little lings or stuff like that.
Right, yeah.
A flapper rig rather than clip downs.
Yeah.
As soon as you start casting baits like that, got no elastic on there, you're trying to get distance with it, all it does, it just blows that up there.
Yeah, sure.
When you're wasting your time.
Yeah.
So...
Yeah, that's a nice one. So if you're fishing matches and you want to catch fish,
so basically all it is.
So see that again? Yeah, right.
Find the leg hole, through the leg hole, back through the leg hole, and then back on the leg hole, back through that leg hole there, and then you get the crab leg. Peel him off. Oops, I lost it. Doesn't matter. And the crab leg just sits in there, just hooked on through there like that.
Yeah. Lovely.
Yeah?
There it is. Yeah. Nice match rig.
Yeah.
Wonderful.
Right. Here we got hermit crab.
Right, there he is. And he is alive.
He is alive. Right, the other day, the big man was putting hermit crab on. They got quite formidable pinchers. And,
yeah, he got me a good one.
Right, where we are on the south coast, there's lots of rocks, so there's no need for these fancy hammers and all this lot to come with you. Just get a rock, smash him out. Like so. This one's actually lost his main claw, but even that will give you a nasty pinch.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah. Now with these hermits, sometimes there's a parasitic ragworm that lives in the end of them. And this one has got one. Not a very big one.
Yeah, but he's in there.
But he's in there. So you get 2 baits for the price of 1. Now you get some of the bigger shells with the hermit crabs in. These ragworm are quite large.
Yeah.
I mean,
I've seen some big ones coming out of there. Yeah.
So
yeah,
basically, I mean, prepare your ragworm, your hermit bait, stick him on.
Yeah.
As a little appetizer.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. Again, we're using the pennel rig again. Put this hermit crab on. There's just totally preference whether you want to put it on tail first or whether you want to put it on head first. Now, if you look at the front of these, when you get one that's got the main claw, it is quite a large claw. It gives you a nasty nip. So if you put them on that way round, you're presenting it like that.
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah, so tail up, yeah.
So you've got all the fighting equipment there.
Yeah.
So the beauty with the pennel rig is, if you present it that way, you've got another hook that goes up through the tail.
Yeah.
And you've got 2 hooks.
Yeah.
If you're using 1 hook, I would prefer to put it in through the head and come out through the tail, like so. So there isn't many fish, apart from like smoothhounds, I suppose, that will attack a hermit crab head on. Yeah. Because they are formidable and they are quite vicious little creatures.
Yeah. Well, I had the £5 with that was with 2 hooks, and that was the £5 smoothie earlier this year.
But so these hermit crabs are quite vicious little animals.
Yeah.
You get them in a bucket of water and they fight like mad.
Yeah.
And they do literally chop their opponent's legs off and claws off.
Yeah.
So they are quite a formidable opponent. So, but you know, you've got a big smoothhound, he'd gobble that up head first, no problem.
Yeah.
But then if you're talking like a little place or you know, whiting and all that, I should imagine that would be quite a formidable thing going here. Come on in.
Yeah.
So I'd put them on. If it was using a single hook, I would put them on head first, like this. Right, get in there, in through there, bend him round, pass the hook through, if you can see that, into the abdomen, and just literally feed him up the hook like that.
Right, yeah.
Yeah?
That looks like a it looks like a nice bait.
And a little bit of elastic cotton. Like that, round its legs, round its body, round here, just literally to hold him in place. There you've got a crab bait, but that is what I would use on a single hook.
Yeah.
Yeah. If you're going to use a double hook, then I'd mount him the other way round.
Yeah.
I don't know if I'll be able to use him again, probably.
So if you're going to use the 2 hooks,
you're going to use the pennel rig, and basically in through the tail, pass it round. Basically, it's just the opposite procedure as for the single hook. Bring the hook out there underneath.
Yeah.
Yeah. Body up a little bit.
Yeah.
A little bit. The fine elastic again. A little bit round the body. Round the tail part, don't need too much because you'll crush it otherwise, like so. Snap that off, top hook down through there. There you have hermit crab.
Yeah, no, so that is definitely a killer bait for the smoothies.
Oh, without a doubt, without a doubt.
I absolutely love them.
I mean, yeah, again, it's not really a rig, a bait that you would chuck a long way.
No.
You know, you're only looking 60, 70 yards, I suppose.
The bass going to go for these as well?
Yeah. Yeah. I think there isn't actually a fish in the sea that won't eat a hermit crab.
Right, okay. Right.
I mean, we catch rays out in the middle of the channel there, along with bullheads as well.
Yeah.
When you take the guts out, or sometimes when they actually land in the boat, they cough up hermit crabs. They're absolutely full of them.
Right, okay.
So anybody that goes boat fishing out in the middle of the channel wants a decent bullhuss or a thornback, you've got a lot of thornbacks there, just put on a hermit crab.
Right.
Yeah, again, you can mount that exactly the same as that for out on the boat.
Yeah.
On a long trace.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, excellent bait.
Right. We've got a 3 hook rig here. We'll bait it with lugworm. Just bait 1 hook. just to show you. Give it a good old slap on there, and they stiffen up. Just nip the soggy bit off the end, because they always get a soggy bit on the end. Nip the tail off. Now, if this was a flapping rig, when you cast it, sometimes the worm slides down, lands up round the bend.
Yeah, I've had that myself. Yeah.
But to remedy that, go in about 1/3 of an inch. Sorry, about 3/8 of an inch, about 9–10 mil. Pull that completely right the way through, and then go in again, and then work the worm all the way to the very end. Like so. And then just gently pull that. So basically, that is like a knot, and that holds that worm
lovely.
in place.
Right,
When you cast, it will stay there. It won't slide down.
Yeah.
Because if you see, there's that slight loop there.
Yeah, sure.
It just won't slide down.
Yeah. No, I've had that a lot of times when I've retrieved my bait, and that's happened.
Yeah. Okay. It won't do it like that.
Right, that's
So
nice,
the other thing,
nice tip. Yeah.
We're coming to the time of year when you start getting a lot of whitings.
Yeah.
Whitings are very predatory fish. So basically, put your lugworm on, find your knife, get a knife, get your mackerel, cut a little bit of mackerel, and then it's a very small amount. That much, if that. Just hook it once, like that.
Yeah.
And you'll catch whitings on that all day long. But it's only little tiny bits of white meat, flesh.
Yeah.
Don't put, don't cut that and try and put that much on.
Yeah, sure.
Because that will just mask the hook.
Yeah.
Basically, it's that width, and then cut it just across it. So you've only got little tiny bits.
Yeah.
That's too big. There's me talking too much. Like that. Only a little bit of skin there. Trim it down. You take some of that flesh off. So you land up with just little bits like that. Like that piece there. That's all you need.
Right.
And you'll catch whitings on that all day long. All night long, I should say.
Yeah. Right, excellent. Right, Paul's going to show us a couple of knots here. The knotless knot. Right, if we can get in close enough, and hopefully you can see that.
Right, there's the hook, yeah? Lay that one there. The other end, lay it, so you've got one in there, one in there. Quite simple, really. Get this end, once, twice, and then once you've got it so it's started, work your way down the shank, like so. Loads of spit. Get hold of that end. I can't. Come here. Paper pliers. Got no teeth left, so I can't grip it in my teeth. Right, so pull on it. Pull on it. Come on. So long fingers and thumbs. Oh, come on, silly things. Does help, you can take them out of the box when you finish.
Yeah.
I'm trying to get that tag there, pull up tight. There you go.
Yeah.
Right, that's the knotless knot. Okay.
Right, I hope you can see that okay.
And with that particular hook, because it's offset,
Yeah.
pass it through there.
Right, there we go.
And then it just lays completely.
Very nicely presented. Not in this knot. You can see that in the shadow all without it. Yeah, wonderful. Yeah, that's a nice knot.